Hey lovelies, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a guest room space that is warm and inviting when you do not have a guest room. So you can see here that we are actually going to be using my daughter's room as a guest room space because when we purchased this house, it did not come with a guest room the way that our last house did. And so with the holidays coming up, I just thought that this would be a perfect way for me to share what I did so that you guys can also create a warm and inviting space for your guests this holiday season. So luckily my daughter does not have a lot of clutter, but it is definitely a typical teenager's room, messy and just kind of unkept. So we're basically going to transform this space. And of course, the first thing that I did was unmake the bed. And I feel like that's one of the key things when you have guests is you want to make sure that they have a bed space that is very clean and inviting and comfortable. So first off, I just went ahead and took all of the sheets and the blankets off of the bed. And I like to actually wash all of the sheets that I'm taking off of the bed so that whenever our guests leave, I already have them cleaned and ready to just change out. So I'm washing all of the sheets and bedding. But I'll be home for you. So once I have all of the sheets and bedding set to wash, I'm going to give everything in this room a good dust down. And luckily my daughter had already pulled some of her pictures and things off to the side. She didn't have anything hanging, but one of the key things that I recommend if you are using your children's room, especially teenagers, so that they don't feel like their privacy is being invaded, you can actually get a folder and a basket and put some of their private items in there, again, so that they feel like they still have their privacy. Straight to you, and though this long December night. Now, this may not apply if you have little ones or babies and you're transforming that space into a guest room, but because I have teenagers, I did want to make sure that you know, my daughter still had some of her privacy within this space. So here I am just cleaning everything down and just putting away anything that is really personal for her into some drawers. I did actually get a basket as well just to put some stuff. And then, of course, the decluttering begins. Now, you know, this is still my daughter's room, so I'm not going to purge or, you know, take down any of her items, but I do want to display them in a nicer way, as well as keep any, like I said, any of her personal items just kind of put away. So I'm just gonna give everything a good dusting. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the bed with a clean set of sheets. Like I said earlier, I think it's a great idea to always have a set of sheets available. I typically have one per bedroom. So that way, if we do have guests, I will just have a clean set of sheets available on hand.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love.
So luckily my daughter does have a bathroom in her bedroom, and so this is one of the reasons why we chose to give her bedroom to our guests, is because of the bathroom space, and so that way they have their own privacy. And so I'm going to come in here and just give it a very good deep cleaning. Everything from the counter space, the sinks, the shelves, you know, just really just cleaning it so that it is sanitized and pretty kept together. I did go through the bottom of the sink just to kind of organize things and put anything available that my guests may need on hand. but for the most part, I didn't reorganize anything underneath. Again, it is still my daughter's space. So just gonna give everything a good cleaning and wipe down and make sure that this space is ready to use and that my guests feel very comfortable. Now, we had been meaning to dress up this space, and so I felt like it was just the perfect opportunity to add some shelves that had been sitting there. That way we can kind of add a little bit of home decor into it so that they do feel comfortable. But the next thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is just clean the shower.
Let me give you a Christmas moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe's baby with you. I don't need any presents as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe's baby with you.
So after I've cleaned the bathroom, I wanted to go ahead and prepare a basket. I feel like this is something that is so key for your guests. That way they have items that in case they forget, or items just to make them feel comfortable and at home. So I added things like shampoo, conditioner, a toothbrush, soap, lotion, and then some snacks, a little journal to write in, some clean hand towels and towels, and a little magazine that my mother loves Oprah, so that's basically where I went with the inspo on that, but you could really get anything that would be, you know, ideal for your guests. So these are just some of the items that I shared. You know, really just be conscious of what you think your guests may forget and just kind of include that. They may get used, they may not, but it's still a really good idea to have these items on hand. So next I'm just vacuuming the space in the bathroom, and then I'm going to move into the bedroom just so that I can get the floors cleaned as well. So I always feel like it's just the finishing touches that really make your guests feel comfortable and at home. So I went ahead and made sure that I cleaned the bath mat and set that up so that it was just very cozy, along with the chair and a pillow just to bring in some warmth. And then I like for my guests to have their own bathrobe, so I went ahead and added that, and I'll make sure that my guests know that that is available for them. But I feel like this is just such a warm and cozy space, and although it's my daughter's bathroom, it really does look inviting for a guest, and it doesn't look cluttered. It doesn't look like they're intruding at all, and that they really just have their own space and privacy. So as far as the bedding goes, I love spraying all of our bed sheets with some water and lavender essential oils. I feel like it's just very inviting. After adding the sheets, I added a chenille throw as a blanket. One of the things that I do love to do is add layering into a guest space, just because you don't know how their body temperature responds to maybe your air conditioning or heating. So I like to make sure that they always have extra blankets or at least a big enough comforter on hand in case they do get chilly and are uncomfortable, to maybe let you know that they're cold or hot. So here I am adding the basket. I did pick up a couple other things for the basket that I went ahead and added into it that I'll share with you guys in just a minute. And then the last thing that I like to do is make sure that my guests have our Wi-Fi connection. So I just printed this out and put it on the push pin board as far as our network connection and password. And I love the way that everything came out. I feel like it's just so warm and inviting and definitely cozy enough for our guests. So you can see that I added some extra decorative pillows. I added a very thick comforter for them. And then here is the gift basket with some wash towels, a sponge, a loofah sponge, the journal, the magazine, the towels. I did throw in some fluffy slippers and then just some sparkling water and snacks. And then I actually added in a couple water bottles that I forgot to share. And then one of the things that I really think is important is adding a guide for your guests. I know my mother loves the Hallmark Channel at this time of year, so I wanted to print out all of the channels that she could use, and I just put that into a really pretty frame. But this is the finished look for my daughter's room, and we converted it into my, the guest room. I added a little luggage rack. That way they feel like they can put their luggage on here, and then just really just depersonalize the space without taking away from my daughter's privacy, if that makes sense. Again, we didn't pack anything up. We just put some stuff in some drawers. I got a little basket to put some of my daughter's stuff into, and that way it's very easy for her to put it back out when our guests leave. But definitely love the way that it came out, and it's so comfortable for our guests, and definitely clean and welcoming and inviting. So I hope that you guys loved this video. If so, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, I would love it if you hit that red subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.